Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Snow White. Now, she was a princess, and she lived in the castle with her father, the king, and her stepmother, the queen. Now, her stepmother was also an enchantress who had cast a spell on a magic mirror, so it could only tell the truth. She was a vain woman, so the only question she ever asked the mirror was, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror had to tell the truth, and since she was the fairest in the land, it would reply, "Why, you are my queen! You are the most beautiful in all the land." Delighted, the queen asked the mirror the same question for 14 long years. The king had died and Snow White had grown into the most beautiful young woman. One night, the queen asked the mirror the question again, expecting the same response. She asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is fairest of them all?" The mirror had a different response. "Why, my queen, you may be fair, but young Snow White is fairer yet." Furious, the queen summoned the huntsman to her chambers as fast as he possibly could, where she took out her very own dagger and presented it to the huntsman, saying, "Take the girl into the forest, cut out her heart and bring it to me while it's still warm." Not wanting to get his head chopped off, the huntsman did exactly as he was told. He dragged the poor girl, kicking and screaming. He raised the dagger above his head and closed his eyes. The girl screamed out, "No, please!" And he stopped, opened his eyes, and looked at the girl. He opened his hand and the dagger clattered to the floor. A kind man, he told the girl to run into the forest. "I've got an idea." Snow White ran as fast as her legs would carry her until she came upon a little tiny cottage. Inside there were 7 men. She begged them to let her stay. "Oh, please, my stepmother, the queen, she sent the huntsman to kill me, and I don't even know why. Please, can I just stay here until I can find somewhere else to go?" The kind little men said of course she could stay. They promised that they would protect her for as long as they could. The huntsman went into the town and purchased a heart from the local butcher's shop. He took it to the queen and said, "Here's Snow White's heart. A promise?" The queen was delighted with her new gift. She laughed and asked the mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" Expecting the answer to have changed since Snow White was dead, surely. The mirror replied, "Snow White is not dead, my queen, and she is fairer than you will ever be." Furious, the queen poisoned an apple, went into the forest and found the cottage. Snow White was alone. The 7 men had gone out to work, so she disguised herself as an old crone and knocked on the door. "Care for an apple from an old lady, my dear? It's the sweetest you'll ever taste." Now, Snow White was a kind girl and didn't want to let the old lady down, so she took the apple and took a small bite. "It's very sweet. I think it's gone down the wrong way." She coughed and spluttered and eventually stopped breathing altogether. The queen cackled with delight and went back to the castle and asked the mirror one last time, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is fairest of them all?" The mirror had to tell the truth, so it told her, "Why, my queen, on the outside you, but on the inside you were as poisoned as that apple you gave to poor Snow White." Snow White was dead. The 7 little men came home, saw her laying on the floor. They picked her up and placed her on a table, surrounded her with flowers, and began to mourn. Later that day, a prince from a nearby kingdom came by. He saw Snow White and recognised her as the princess. Wanting to pay his final respects, he went over, knelt above her head, and kissed her hand. Snow White woke up. Everyone was so happy. They danced and laughed and sang. The prince took her back to his kingdom, where together they came up with a plan to take the kingdom back from the evil queen. And they did. And everyone lived happily ever after, apart from the queen, who smashed her mirror and became the old crone once again. She went into the forest and was never heard of again.